Hi, Meg.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Can you see me and hear me? I took a while to connect there for some reason.
Yeah, I can see and hear you fine. I love your background too, by the way.
Oh, thanks. That was I was on the board of the Herndon uh Arts Herndon for a while.
Yeah.
This was the craziest, biggest fundraiser we ever had. It was the Pets in the Park mural on the Dominion. And that little dude, that
I know
that's
it's hard opposite.
yeah. Okay, so that's our doggy Brownie.
Oh,
And that's his name on the mailbox
oh, I love it.
right there. Oh, other side,
Yeah,
right
other
there.
side.
Yeah. So that's yeah. So appreciate you making time. Listen, I'm all about disclosure. I'm all about full and open government. I'm going to ask if it's okay to record this meeting. I
Of
like
course.
to, make everything available to the public and just. I've been criticized for that, but I think it's probably the best practice that we as a council and staff can do as far as letting people know what we're doing, who we're talking to, and all that good stuff. So
No, I
uh,
appreciate that. And it's one of the things that I really appreciate about you is that it's always about transparency. And I think it's really important, right? So that, so thank you.
okay, so let me hit record, and let's see if this.
On my end, it says we're already recording, but
Okay, all right.
I
Oh,
will let you make sure.
okay. Yeah, looks like we're recording. So again, thank you so much. It's Monday, January 24th, about noon Eastern Standard Time. And Meg, I appreciate you making time. Appreciate you bringing the concerns to the council. I was a little surprised when I heard about this, so apologize for what has happened. We don't necessarily always have perfect processes. And when we do encounter these things, I like to own them and make them right. So I guess for the public, and I will submit this to the town clerk, the town manager, and the attorney, just to let them know that we had a discussion and what it was about. Can you just kind of high level talk about the concern and sort of the asks going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to try my hardest to be as concise as possible.
That's
One,
okay.
really difficult for me, and two, it's so nuanced that I think that makes it a little difficult.
Yeah, I'm taking
But
notes, by the way. I'm also taking notes.
awesome, awesome. And just so you know, I may take some notes on my phone, and so if you see me, I promise you, I'm not texting. I promise you, I'm just taking notes. All right,
Likewise.
but the town of Herndon director of finance right now is interpreting the recently uncovered code regarding extra fees for massage parlors to apply to all massage therapy establishments in the town of Herndon. That is resulting in an adjustment in our business license fees that are due. Business license fees for massage therapy business owners that were previously taxed at the same rates as all other businesses. Most of us, based on our income, paid about $30 or $50 annually, are now being charged annually $1,000, regardless of our sales. So, licensed massage therapy businesses in the town of Herndon, our ask is that they immediately be brought in line to the same rates as other businesses. Um, you know, we have two asks of the town. And that is, we're asking the town to one, immediately bring the business fees currently being targeted at massage therapists back to the rates that other businesses pay, since we're not massage parlors. And then further, we support changing the code for 2023 and beyond. So there's two asks. We would love to see the code changed for 2023 and beyond, but also we can't wait until 2023. We really need an immediate change in 2022 so that we can keep these small businesses, most of whom make under $40,000 a year, in our town. Um, I want to say this for the record. We know our current town council and that our town really strives to support small business and create that community. Making this right is a really great way, and keeping these small businesses in town is a great way to showcase support for small businesses in the town of Herndon. I'd love to just give you a little bit of background on kind of massage therapy in Virginia and in the town of Herndon. So massage therapists are seen in the Commonwealth of Virginia as allied health professionals. We're licensed by the Department of Health Professionals Board of Nursing and its 5-member massage advisory board. We're seen under the town of Herndon zoning code as healthcare services and facilities. And that's based on the NAICS code we use. We do not use the NAICS code for massage parlors because we are not massage parlors. To give you a little background on the history of licensing, massage therapists began being regulated in 1996 with certification and have been a licensed profession in Virginia since 2016. The terms massage therapy and massage therapist are defined and protected in Virginia code. The term massage parlor is not defined in Virginia code, Fairfax County code, or the town of Herndon code. The term massage parlor used in the recently uncovered code, which was enacted in 1992, that is antiquated language that is now used as a euphemism for sex work as best and human trafficking at worst. It is not massage therapy. We have provided, and I can certainly make sure, Cesar, I think you should have gotten that through what we submitted to the town clerk, to you through the town clerk, but there are links to all of that code that we provided so that you can easily go back to see what codes we're referencing. Additionally, I do want to say that massage therapy is now highly regulated, highly professional, and a highly regarded position. Licensure for massage therapy requires 500 hours of initial training through a SCHEV certified school, that's SCHEV, passing of the Federation of Massage Therapy Board exam, that's the MBLEX, background check and approval by the Virginia Department of Health Professionals Board of Nursing, which when you are first becoming licensed, a minimum of 24 hours continuing education, including ethics courses for every biennial renewal, and annual Fairfax County massage therapist permit, which is per massage therapist, and an annual Fairfax County massage establishment permit, which is per establishment. And then, of course, our Town of Herndon business license, which as a massage therapy business, we are required to have a massage addendum, which includes a background check. And so we have annual background checks at the county and the town level. For all of those reasons above, we believe that massage therapy businesses in the town of Herndon should not be charged as massage parlors. We are healthcare services as defined by the town of Herndon zoning laws and by the Virginia Department of Health Professionals and the Board of Nursing. And, you know, we would like to be treated as such on our business license fees. Again, I think I want to reiterate, well, actually, just to kind of give two more options. It may be easy for the town to think, well, you know, maybe if we change this for the future, but don't change this now, it's a good way of gaining some income. And my fear is, and what we're already seeing on social media is, I'm fearing that the majority of massage therapists, because these are not people making over, you know, 6 figures, that they will leave, you know, there's a potential for them to leave town because in the surrounding areas, they can easily avoid that $1,000 annual fee now that it's been uncovered. And if they leave, my fear is we won't get those allied health professionals back into the town for future years. I want to say that I and my fellow massage therapists, we all understand this is not current town council that has decided that this code, should be around. It was old code from 1992, using antiquated language that, no one knew about until the financial audit. I also want to say, for the director of finance, I actually understand and applaud an audit, right? When someone new comes in and an audit is done to make sure that we're following code, I actually, as a town resident, because I'm not just a business owner, but as a town resident, I appreciate that, because it means that we're making sure that we are collecting everything we should be collecting, and doing what's right. My contention is that we should not fall under massage parlors, because we're not that. So I apologize. I know I just went on a really long tangent, but I think it's so nuanced. It's really hard to succinctly talk about the issue. It requires a little bit more. So I hope you can appreciate that.
Absolutely. Look, it's always nuance, and there are complexities, right? And I think previous councils have been unwilling, quite frankly, to dig into complexities and nuance. That's just my opinion. Thank you for serving, but quite frankly, had we defined things to the level that they should have been, this wouldn't be an issue today. And for me, I got to go. I'm a data guy, right? So to me, it's all about the NICS code, right? Where is that in the code? What is the sort of like, rates, and where's that today versus where you've been for 30 years, right? And if we found this, great. Okay, we found it. Then what do we do? What are we legally able to do? And those are the things. And I asked the town attorney point blank, can we do anything? Her response was no. But I take that respectfully. That's the institutional thinking, right? That we can't change anything, we can't do anything. And I'm not suggesting anything we do is illegal. I'm just saying we need to really think through how we address problems. And this is a problem. So what is our response going to be? Are we just going to throw it back within the institution and let it deal with it? Or do we need to change, the way we look at it? Is it an ordinance change? Is it a zoning change? Is it an update we need to make? Because quite frankly, if we've been, quote, as a town eating this for 30 years, it's really unfair to kind of put this back on the businesses and say, well, you need to kind of eat our mistake. So I empathize. Look, this country, our community, is built on the backs of small businesses, right? And that's just the reality. And so when and also the people that are employed by that are affected, families. And it's not just your business, right? It's the people that you employ, and it's all those families. Right. So I get this. And to me, there's not a simple solution that, well, that's what the rate is. That's what a rate is. We can't change it. I don't, if you've been listening to anything I've said, I don't accept that's the way we do it. So, and again, for the record, I'm not suggesting we separate, segment, tax code, or apply it here and not apply it there, because then it really is discriminating against businesses on a segment by segment basis, and that we can't do. What we can do is look at the code, the zoning, the codes as they apply, and come up with a solution that's more palatable, quite frankly. And look, I don't think we can make up the revenue deficit we've had and it's built up over the last 20 years on the backs of small businesses. That's just not going to happen. I think, honestly, and this is just my view, I think revenues should have been increasing every year for the past 20 years, right? Had we been doing that, had previous councils had the courage to have small incremental increases in revenue, we would not be dealing with the budget shortfalls that we have. And, that's why people run for council and try to fix problems. Well, when you get here, it's like, well, I don't want to be the person that increases revenue. Let me kick it out to the next council. I come from the corporate world. I don't do that. So I'll take the bullets. Having said all that, and thank you for sitting through my, spiel. So it is our meeting. I promise you, I will again bring this up. I think we're bringing this up at the public hearing. I don't think we're making a decision until we go into the next work session on what the approach is and then what the resolution will be. I promise you this, we will look at, and I think you've mentioned the people, I think you've got enough council members that are wanting to address this and fix this where it's fair. I don't know what that is because, again, legally, the town attorney said there's nothing we can do, but I like to challenge any institutional sort of just thought out there, like, well, really? I mean, we can't do anything. To me, that's not a solution. The solution, I get the legalities, I get the sort of discriminating code and taxes and revenues, but there's something we can do out there. And I'm really interested in learning more about this sort of therapists versus this parlor, whether it's a legalese definition or if it's separate NICS codes. I mean, I honestly, I don't know all that, so I need to be more enlightened on that. But the fact that we discovered something, it's great that we discovered something, but what do we do with it now, right? And I think a $50 to $100, I think you said annual, to $1,000 minimum. I just think to me, that's sending the wrong message. It's sending the message that we don't care about small businesses and we don't care to partner in building out this community. So.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate that. And I do understand, like, first of all, we do want to work within, like, we are not asking for special, special treatment. We just want to be treated as all the other, business professionals in our area. I can certainly understand that in 1992, before we had certification that was recognized by the state, and before we had licensure that was recognized by the state, the term massage parlor meant something very different than what massage therapy and massage therapist means at this date. Also, we have some massage therapists that go back to being in business as many as 20 years in the town of Herndon, and no one recalls ever paying this fee. I will say, when I talk to all the massage therapists, and you can't go backwards, right? But for all of us, like, none of us would have opened our businesses as allied health professionals in the town of Herndon if the original fee that was proposed back to us was $1,000. And of course, none of us, even those of us that look at code, none of us would consider ourselves massage parlors, which is why none of us even thought, oh, that would apply to us. I would think that is an illicit business, that would have, and of course it wouldn't apply, right? Because then it would be an illicit business. So I think I really appreciate that that you, and there are members of this town council that truly support small business. So thank you very much. And I will say that the town staff has not been belligerent when we are speaking with them, and has been very open to speaking with us. Granted, I'm not able to sway them on what they are considering their interpretation to be, but it does mean a lot to me that everyone is remaining level-headed. We are going to come to town council to speak during the public commenting, but I want you to know too, it is not our goal to be there all night and have the town council members stay until midnight because each of us want 3 minutes. Our goal is to have 2 or 3 people speak to what our cause is, explain it in a little bit of nuance, and then have everyone else who is there to support us just pledge their support very quickly. So I want you to know is that we are looking forward to working with town council and not against. We know that we kind of all have the same goal in mind. It's just a matter of how we get there. So of course, if you or anyone else needs to kind of reach out to kind of get further explanation, I'm here. I'm here and I'm available. I've actually blocked some extra time and taken a little bit away from the revenues I would be bringing in, because this is so important, not just for me, but as massage therapists, we believe in collaboration and cooperation over, fighting against each other.
Yes.
So I am okay with taking that time and putting that aside so that I can help support all of our massage therapists in the town of Herndon.
I appreciate that. And I think just for what it's worth, having the supporters write emails to the town clerk and council members, that makes an impact, right? And
Perfect.
certainly having people speak. And look, we volunteer and we get a little stipend. I wouldn't worry so much about the time. That's what the public hearings are for. Work sessions are for council members. Public hearing are for the public. So that's why when I sit through, just so you know, when I sit through a work session, staff has maybe 5 or 10 minutes to present on a topic. Then it's time for us council members to ask the questions. The majority is for the council. Public hearing, it's for the public. So I would say that's why we're there. We're there to hear the public. So I've made statements that people have misinterpreted during work sessions. It's about council Q&A. It's not about staff. That should not be translated to the public, not wanting to hear from the public, right? I mean, that's a chance for them to make their statements and questions. So I would say bring as many people as you can and make your statements. That's why we're there. The other thing I would like some more guidance and clarity, or to euphemism, double click on, is the NICS codes, the therapist versus the true legacy parlor definition. Like, are they separate? Are they truly defined as separate? And enlightening me on that would be helpful and appreciated.
Sure. So I will send you a copy that has like what each of our points are and how it links back. But I will tell you, for the NAICS codes, the majority of massage therapists use 621399. And that is labeled as offices of all other miscellaneous healthcare practitioners. Massage therapists' offices, e.g. centers and clinics, is clearly stated under the index entries for that NAICS code. There still remains an NAICS code of 812199, other personal care services, and that includes massage parlors, but it is not typically used for massage therapy offices, centers, and clinics. The reason why that I can't speak to the reason why it still is there. My assumption would be the reason why 812199 is still there is because the NAICS codes are actually, our entire country. And so there are other jurisdictions, other states that do have massage parlor clearly defined in their state law, whereas we do not. So for those areas, right, you would, if you met a certain criteria, you would then use that NAICS code. Are there massage parlors in our town or in the state of Virginia? I would assume so, but I do not know, because we do not closely align ourselves with that. And the last thing I will say is that, we have ethics courses that we take. And part of that, because of antiquated terms like massage parlor, is education on human trafficking and education on those sorts of things and what works and doesn't work. So certainly if the town council, and I would say separately, is interested in more information on the ways that other areas have gone about ensuring that victims are of trafficking remain what am I trying to say? If we want to address that topic, there are places like the Polaris Project and other avenues to go about that. Because as we know with this code, right, this code really doesn't do what it may be set out initially to do.
No, that's helpful. So that will be an area. Please send me what you have, and I'll certainly make sure we cover that in the work session. I don't know how long this will take to resolve, but it'll definitely be discussed in a lot of detail in the next work session. I'll make sure it's on the agenda for that.
Great. And that's why we're scrambling a little bit. And I know that, like, it's like we went from not knowing at all to now, like, okay, we've got to, on top of like running our businesses, we have to get this all in line. And I
Mhm.
think the important deadline for us is March 1st is when business license fees are due. And so we were all only given 6 weeks of notice of this change because
Mhm.
the notices, according to the director of finance, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if he's the financial director or director of finance, but according to that they were sent out on the 13th. I'm assuming since they were sent out on the 13th and we had snow, none of us started receiving them until Monday the 17th. So at most we received 6 weeks notice, some less because they didn't, there's still someone that says they still haven't received their notice. So I'm the only urgency that we really have right now, if it can be addressed, is what do we do once March 1st comes up, to make sure we keep these, really these community members as
Mm.
able to be a part of our town still. But
Okay.
I know you get that.
Well, look, keep reminding us. I think, and as I said, the more people you can have communicate with the council and certainly through the town clerk's office. Look, I mean, it's a community that needs a voice, and I'm happy to entertain and try to resolve this. So that's my commitment. Look, I always try to solve these problems. I don't like the response that a lot of folks get. Well, that's just the way it is, or that's kind of how we do it, or we can't do anything. To me, coming from the corporate world, that's just lazy, right? And I think the institution needs to work for the people it serves. So let's make sure this is something that we study and we can get resolved in a sense. Look, our problems aren't going to be solved by collecting several percentages more on these small businesses. That's not where our problem is. But no, I think I'm starting to understand a little bit better what the problem is. I will tell you that there are some constraints that legally we're bound to, but let's explore what those are. And I think you'll find that this council's a lot more open to exploring the what if or the what hows than previously, and that's kind of why I ran. And I think we need to continue reforming things. I think one of the things that we're doing is more auditing of everything, the ordinances, and so apologize for the unintended consequence this came up with, but in the long run, we'll be in a better position to serve the town and its businesses. So I
I
hope that
agree.
okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it and the time you're taking. And, I thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'm usually free during lunch, So it's the best time for me during the week. Otherwise, I've got client meetings and things set up, but lunchtime, since we don't really go out much anymore, or we try not to, definitely appreciate it. But Meg, again, I appreciate anyone that takes the initiative. I know it's a bit of a burden, and certainly it's a just and honorable cause, but I really respect folks that come forward with a very succinct, comprehensive problem definition and asking for a solution. So you're certainly a reasonable person for bringing this forward, and we will get you a reasonable solution one way or another.
Awesome. All right, perfect.
I appreciate this. I'm going to send the recording to the town clerk, town manager. My view on these things is every council member records or takes minutes of meetings with constituents or interest groups. I've had meetings with labor representatives. I've had meetings. All these things should be recorded and made available, because I think businesses, residents, and anyone has a right to know who council members are dealing with. So I appreciate you allowing me to record this, and certainly look for that when it gets posted. I don't know how we're going to categorize these things, but in my mind going forward, there's a special section on the website for council member meetings with groups or with people or things like that. So
Okay.
I just think it's a helpful thing.
Okay, great. And I don't know if you are able to do this or not, but if you would like me to share our conversation with the massage therapist that I've been working with, obviously you can just let me know where that is on the website, or send it to me, whatever is the most above board, and I'm happy to do that as well, so everyone can kind of see and hear our conversation.
Perfect. It'll be
Okay.
faster if I put it on my Facebook page. I'll send you the link.
Oh, beautiful.
But I'll send the official file recording to the town clerk. They still haven't posted my last couple, so I don't know how long that'll take, but I will send you the recording of this one so you can share that with people.
Okay, great.
So give me to the end of the day today to get that to you.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Okay. Have a great day, man. Talk to you soon.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.